Okay, I mean, I like to keep a hand with Saga and Daredevil and Manufacturer. This hand seems good. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe play a Triome. Yeah, like a Jeskai Triome maybe goes a long way. I like over the third Blood Crypt. I know playing a Triome in a Shadow deck is rough, but it's also like something's got to give. I think either you're just okay with having Abysmal. Oh, I should have played the Factory on turn 1 actually. No, I was better sleep with Blast. Never mind. Man, Blue White is so good at getting rid of Saga. Thankfully, they don't have March. City of Brass? Dude, wait. Can you just play City of Brass Mana Confluence? Probably not, right? Probably not. But, like, they do kind of synergize with your shadows. Alright, guess we'll blast them in response. Yeah, maybe you don't play all of them, right? But you could probably afford to play a couple. You could probably afford to play a couple of them. Like Panda, I think like your spell suite is like perfect. I love the spells you've selected. I maybe I would play two like bolts over pushes, but yeah, maybe go -2 Blood Crypts, +1 Steam Vents, and play like two Mana Confluences or a City of Brass, you know. Just one or two of them. Excuse me. And of course, like it is also fine to build the deck this way and say I am sacrificing consistent mana for all the most powerful spells, and just I'm gonna get mana screwed sometimes, and I'm gonna ideally make up for it by just having more powerful cards. Okay, we're gonna get a cookbook, and then I kind of feel like casting a Asmo is maybe committing too much into Verdict. Although if they Verdict next turn, I get to go Manufacturer, and I get to activate the Manufacturer, so maybe it's okay. Definitely awkward that the Chalice stops me from getting multiple cookbooks down. I went 3-2 with the mono black. Deck is confirmed busted. Yeah, deck's been pretty consistent. I like the deck a lot. I think I'm fine to cast this. Link for that deck. Which one? Oh yeah, you have to scroll up a little bit. Maybe Panda will give it to you. But I Panda. I do feel like I would probably play bolts over the pushes, but I feel like your spell selection, beautiful. Or maybe you just watch the stream enough that you know how I would select the spells, and you're just pandering. Hard to say for sure. Okay, opponent draws 2. I think a Verdict is pretty likely. Yeah, I love that this deck gets to play so many utility lands. That's a big part of like why I like this this idea. They don't have Verdict. That is huge. You have lethal next turn. Well, I mean, yeah, if they don't have anything. Yeah, pretty sure we definitely went Manufacture down before the cookbook. Chalice definitely good here against us. They're gonna Solitude the Manufacturer. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I could hit them for 7. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna bother killing the Teferi. At least not this turn. I could like maybe Aether Grid it. There's not coverage of the SCG tomorrow, right? Maybe some like guerrilla coverage. Okay, opponent has Verdict. They realize they can instant speed it, and which they should because they've got these man lands. I wish I was playing 4 Factory. I wonder if we could play. That's probably too many colorless lands or too many man lands. I don't know. Yeah, what's coverage? Pain, 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 pain. Wait, they're not on Solitude, are they? They are on Solitude. Well, they get to gain 6 life here, which is bad for me, but I do get to keep the Asmo. And resolve an Aether Grid, but I can't actually activate it this turn. Chalice still wrecking me. Stream Decker's back online. Okay. It's just so weird. This happens so often. Just don't know why. Five cards in their hand. My opponent, I think it was correct to trade the food tokens for the Solitude so I can keep the Asmo. But Asmo makes the Solitude deal 6 damage to itself, and then it has lifelink, so they gain 6. Do I plan on playing Team Wreck on stream anytime soon? I thought about playing it today. I will probably play it again soon, yeah. Oops, all 1-drops. I think I send this to my opponent, like, if they have a 3rd Solitude or a Verdict, they've got it, I guess. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna, I guess I do need to ping the Teferi. I do need to ping the Teferi, so they can't just, like, bounce my Underworld Cookbook. Well, Aether Grid wasn't playable in the other deck, but this, you know, the other deck isn't good at, like, keeping a lot of artifacts in play. Would I hardcast this Ovalchase? Yeah, I would. I also have Gigantha to use for my mana on. Like, we have plenty of other cards to discard in our hand. Think Lotus Field is a good Murktide matchup? I think so. You're a Chalice of the Void Solitude deck. It's hard to feel like that bad against Murktide. Okay, awesome. I was really happy. I was really hoping that that would be what they ending. I guess we should just start off and see if the second Aether Grid is going to resolve. It's not going to resolve. And I think I just attacked them. They're at 5 life. I've got a Ramunap Ruins. I've got, you know, multiple Mistress Factories. They've already used 2 Solitudes. It's maybe better to just pump my factory. I'm not 100% sure. Do you have room for an artifact land like Treasure Vaults? I mean, I don't think so. Like, I mean, artifact land helps with, like, affinity and our Urza Saga tokens, but I think I'd just rather play the man lands. Our deck is already, like, just mono utility lands. You know? Did you bounce the cookbook? Teferi down, though, so no instant speed verdicts. There's so many toe lands. Are you scared of not being able to cast your spells for smooth? Good point. Are pathways just for Daredevil hardcast? Yeah. Don't really have, like, much cost to play in the deck either, you know. The Monoblock video talking about Maniac Massacre. I think you missed the parts of enchantment, not artifact here with card. Yeah, if you watched a little bit later in the video, someone points that out. I think that they're probably pretty cool to me just hitting them with the both factories here, then Ruinsing next turn. We'll see what happens. Treasure Vault, you can tap it, and treasure tokens to do damage grid. I think that makes sense. Yeah, you could maybe play some artifact lands. I guess Treasure Vault would probably be better than Citadel in this deck, but it's definitely a risky card to play because it's not indestructible. But being able to make a bunch of tokens for Aether Grid is probably worth it. Oh, it also makes a treasure token for Manufacturer. Yeah, I kind of like the idea. I just don't know exactly where you fit them in. Yeah, they have to be able to kill both factories, which feels so unlikely here. It's possible, though. Who was it that suggested adding Ramunap Ruins? Because you definitely have just won us our first game. Whoever was that suggested playing Ruins definitely has won us our first game. Assuming nothing weird happens, like Blessed Alliance. I don't play Citadel token making of Treasure Vault basically never comes up, but I feel like in a deck with Aether Grid and Academy Manufacturer, it probably will come up. Awesome, Tommy. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, all these utility lands is just gotta be so tough for my opponent. I think I'm gonna cut the Mox Amber for the Boil. And I don't want the Shadowspear either, really. Bring in the Needle. This makes sense. I could bring in Shattering Spree for Chalice also. Yeah, I kind of like going maybe down 2 Galvanic Blast for 2 Shattering Sprees. Chalice just seems too good. I didn't take out the Spear? Okay. That was a mistake then. Did I take out something else that I meant to keep in? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I meant to bring in the Needle. I just, you know, sometimes I miss. It's too bad Epicure doesn't trigger Manufacturer. Yeah, it is too bad. It is too bad. I think Vault is better than the red Neon lands. Well, no, you can't. I don't know that you can necessarily, like, the red Neon land is better than a mountain, right? It's like, I would be pretty happy to play 3 basic mountains and a treasure vault, but we have to figure out if we have enough red sources. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like, 16 red sources, like, feels pretty good. When you start cutting down to, like, 15, like, you're gonna start to have hands that are just, like, all Saga Factory treasure vaults. Like, a decent amount more often. Won't Shattering Spree itself get countered by the Chalice? It will, but the replicated copies will not. So you have to just spend at least 2 mana to get rid of the Chalice. It doesn't counter the replicate because you didn't actually cast the copies. You copy them. That's a bit weird. Oh, the Needle's main board? That's right, I forgot. I see. That's funny. So I meant to cut this Shadowspear, but I see what happened now. Okay, let's keep this. I think I'll put back Shattering Spree. Shattering Spree. I think I have to keep the Daredevil just because I've got Aether Grid in my hand. Yeah. Of course, right. Yeah, Daredevil beats incoming. If we find a cookbook, there we go with the Aether Grids. We'll see what happens. I would like to cast that. Would like to. Oh, I guess the pathways also help with Ragavan a little bit sometimes. Probably won't come up that often. Especially when it's the black pathway. Have you guys played any with pathways in paper? Have you found them to be obnoxious at all? I feel like if your opponent's on Prismatic Ending, is it worth it not running at Ragavan turn 1? Sometimes, yeah, I think so. It kind of depends. Like, here with 2 Ragavans, it's easy to play Ragavan on 1. Against Chalice of the Void, you always play the Ragavan on 1 also. I mean, I have to cast the Asmo now because I've got the discard going. It feels really bad if they counter it, but feels really good if it resolves because I really need the cookbook. Have to bottom that. Pretty annoying, yeah. Probably not any more annoying than a fetch land, though, right? You know what I mean? Not as annoying as a fetch land. I play Soul spells on paper, and the flip cards are definitely aggravating. Oh yeah, because you can't just like have the flip side sleeve that way. That's gonna be pretty obnoxious. Okay, let's go with attack for 1. We slam an Aether Grid. Oh no, I should have played. Sorry, I actually should have played Urza Saga pre-combat. Because my opponent might March of Otherworldly Light in response to the trigger and stop me from casting the grid. So I should have just like played this pre-combat and then dashed Ragavan if they march, and then just played Aether Grid second main if they didn't march. Goblin Pyromancer, great username. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. When I play Pathway on Black, I think that I'm not that likely to. I think I'm more likely to want the second red now than like, you know, like really be like hoping to hardcast a Daredevil on turn 4. I could be wrong about that, but I do feel like the second red is pretty relevant. Dude, Urza Saga is so bad. It's not a bad draw. How to like card coffers. I've liked the deck a lot. We've played like 2 full days of it this week. I think I'm playing it in tomorrow's challenge. I'm not 100%. Is Den of the Bugbear the best Spanland of Modern? Yeah, I think so. The card's really good. I think it is. Inkmoth? Yeah, Inkmoth. Inkmoth is better. But less fun. Okay, totally fine with that prismatic ending. This is like Kihira in hand. Okay, cool. Kihira does block mine. 1/1. Yeah, and I guess now I wish I played the Black Source. Obviously, like, there's gonna be a little bit of learning curve with a card like this. What's the worst? Yeah, the worst mainland is Celestial Colonnade. Just kidding. It's probably like one of the common ones. Or there's probably some like the Fairy Conclave cycle. Is there like any more? Do you prefer March of Other Light or Spreading Seas in blue-white? March. Yeah, most of my blue-white drafts just are cutting the Spreading Seas from the main right now. Okay, so they're not playing the Kihira, so maybe they're trying to castle. Stalking Stones, yeah, maybe that one. Red-white Double Strike? There's gotta be worse ones than that one. Okay, just castling. The Fairy Conclave cycle is pretty great. I guess can't remember what any of them do besides Fairy Conclave. Would Spreading Seas be a better consideration as a sideboard card? Yeah, you can still sideboard Spreading Seas and blue-white if you want. I don't think it's like... I don't think it's super necessary, because I think blue-white's pretty good against Tron, that your counter spells are good against them. You know, it used to be Mana League, Remand was so bad against them, but... now you just have good counter spells, which is nice, of course. I guess I'm casting Giganta. And... I was trying to think... I had other points I wanted to make. I can't remember. Oh, and like, I feel like Dress Down is like your best sideboard card. I mean, we'll take that. Dress Down, I think, is your best sideboard card against Titan as blue-white control. Since, like, I find the main way you lose that matchup is Cultivator Colossus. Yeah, Epicure is carrying us, literally carrying us. It's really good if it resolves here. I'm gonna play this main phase 1. Yeah, dude, we're waiting for you to join the chat. Yeah, this was like obviously like a new iteration of like your like I liked how aggressive your mono red list was. I liked how it was like relatively little nonsense for an Asmo list. Like yeah, relatively low nonsense for an Asmo list. But I just wanted to take it and like play. I think I wanted to play Aether Grid over the 2-mana card, and then I wanted to play generally more aggressive cards. Yeah, kind of like Aether Grid over Reactor, and we're playing Epicure too, which I think is pretty good in the archetype. Yeah, I think you could add more artifact lands, but like you probably have to play them over Mishra's Factory. Mishra's Factory's also been good. Factory's also kind of like an artifact land. Third, Aether Grid. If we activate this Den of the Bugbear, we just lose the Solitude, but we're probably not beating Solitude this game anyways. Yeah, I cut the Magnus. I didn't like the Magnus very much. I'm only playing one Mox Amber, which is probably like not even that good. But it gives you some nut draws, which is cool. Yeah. The 4-3. It's probably going to be good enough for a W. They've got 4 cards in their hand. They got Memory Deluge in the yard. Probably go to game 3. Thoughts on Dark Confidant and Classic Gen? I think there's better options. I don't think there's like a really good reason to be playing it. I'm just going to go to game 3. We're so behind. Yeah, I agree that they should have let me swing there. Let me trim an Aether Grid. I feel like Aether Grid is just kind of bad at multiples and hard to get going in this matchup when they've got so much interaction. I also like want to cut some Urza Sagas. They have so many ways to just kill my Sagas, but I don't know that we can. I don't think it's probably a bit too gutsy to cut Sagas for Magus of the Moon. We are to play. Go down to so few lands though. 18. It's also like their Spreading Seas are still good against me because of all the man lands. I think I just have to keep the Sagas. Rampage the Clans. What does that card do? You look at 3. You get 3 creature cards, and then you put 1 in the graveyard. I can't remember. I can't even remember like what the text on that card is. Thoughts on blue-white without snaps? I think totally fine. It's been fine for a while, too. There's a lot of good ways to build blue-white. They discard a Galvanic Blast. Could discard the Shattering Spree, but the boy is a Chalice pretty good against us. Land would be good for the Manufacturer, although opponent now has Counterspell up. So let's just attack here. I think. I'm trying to think if I should din. I think I'm just gonna attack. If my opponent like marches before damage is dealt, we'll play the Manufacturer, and if not, we'll just put Giganta in our hand. So we're gonna march end of turn. They definitely have march. So I think I should actually now just play the Manufacturer to pressure their mana some. And doing thing. Right now, I think I'll discard a Shattering Spree. If they Solitude this, it's fine. Cool. We get our game objects. Like I don't like Bone Shards in Reanimator. Like you just have to remember, like you just don't have that many good cards to discard. Kihira in the hand. Okay, they must have Solitude. Yeah, they must have Solitude. Guess they're looking for a white card off the Solitude. Off the dress down for Solitude. Yeah. I think I'll play this as a Black Source. Let me sack the. Should probably sack the Clue first. It's a pretty good grab. Sorry. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. You got a Plains? Resolved! Resolved! They're just conceding. Conceding before I even get to blast them. Awesome. Okay, that was a good showing. Good for showing. Yeah, all the utility lands so good in this matchup for sure. Yeah, it feels like a good first match. Would I still consider Marty Shadowless? Yeah, I like that deck. I feel like there's like not a lot of like, at least for the Obosh version, I feel like the list is like pretty solid. It doesn't have like a lot of wiggle room, but I do like the deck. Yeah, we were like 17-3 with it. We were testing before the Hunter Burden, and then I feel like I ran pretty bad at the Hunter Burden. A lot of like Street Wraith hands that turned into Mana Screw, Mana Flood. Yes, yeah, we actually just brewed this deck together on stream. Yeah, we just brewed it, played one match, but yes, best Asmo deck. Of course, best Asmo deck. Last seen 6 days ago, playing Blue-White Stoneblade. I like this hand a lot. Turn 1 Epicure, turn 2 Asmo. Get a little value by looting away the Daredevil. Misty Rainforest, Watery Grave, Street Wraith, Thoughtseize. Does my opponent have the hearts to Thoughtseize and Epicure? They do not. Epicure definitely the best card in this hand, though. I don't think Reckless Fireweaver is playable. I mean, I don't know. I think his card's better, but they're kind of different. Just like really fragile, and it's like 2 mana. I don't know. If Fireweaver could kill creatures, I'd be kind of into it. Dude, Salteye Shadow, let's go. Put it down to 9. Plays a Shadow. Alright, I'm going to discard a Daredevil. Got some good top decks. Didn't find any of them, though. No, you cannot play Asmo at instant speed. Opponent is just like, they know I've got the Shrapnel Blast. Push the token. Hit me for 7. I'm down to 13. And they have a Murktide Regent? Wow. Well, good draw by them. Just gotta chump block and then hope to draw Galvanic Blast. I mean, they probably have a counterspell. Yeah, they're definitely playing Stubborn Denial. Yeah, we saw in the graveyard. That's pretty cool. But it says Shrapnel FML. This is clearly a bait. Oh, I have no artifacts. They actually, it seems, just forgot about it. We could block with the Shokusan, but they got the flyer. It was just for show. They had an answer to it, I think. Okay, let's bring in the Relic of Progenitus. Cut the Needle. So they Shadow looking good. I mean, they curved out like super perfectly, to be fair. But yeah, they look pretty cool there. I mean, I also like really just like playing Murktide and Goyf together, but it's at least better than playing it in Blue-Red Murktide or Teamer Murktide, where at least you've got discard spells to grow the Goyfs. I thought Scour is probably okay. Is there a link to the 4-color Shadow deck with purple spells? If Panda's still in the chat, Panda might be able to link you up. How about Red Black Rock? How about, you know, just keep playing this cool new brew? Let's keep this, I think. Or to mulligan too aggressively against the Shadow deck. I like this hand's pretty good against turn 1 discard spell. Could Murktide be better without Darcy? Like Blue-Red Murktide? No. Darcy is really strong in that deck. A scale of 1 to 10, how bad is Enchantress? Enchantress is a fine deck, just like, in my opinion, a boring deck. Channel Connor with the 5 months. Appreciate you. I want to play Lotus Field and Infinite later. Anything I changed my last iteration with Luris gone? I've been playing March. You can find a link in the Stream Decker to, like, I did play it with Luris banned, right? Or maybe it was, like, right before the Luris banning. But I do have an updated list in the Stream Decker I'd probably recommend. Yeah, you could maybe play like maybe can play March Fire Ice instead of Chalice March because I was playing Chalice March when Luris was around. But you need to have like 3 or 4 Chalice in the 75. The card is like definitely really important. There's an instant in the yard. I have Metalcraft. Pretty lucky. I could sack a blood token here. I think I'll just put Giganta in my hand. Yeah, Pathway's just for Daredevil. Grist is pretty good. Okay, I guess we start off by blood token. I think I just discard Giganta. Maybe not. We'll discard a land. Okay. That'll be pretty strong for next turn. I think I'm gonna put my opponent to 5. Seems like correct. I've got 3 Shrapnel Blasts in the deck. Any changes make to your mono blue Urza list? I think the blue Urza list doesn't change much. I still really like that deck for whatever that's worth too. I did clean the fan on my PC. I'm sorry that's... I know it's still loud. I don't really know why. I do need to spend some more time troubleshooting it. Okay, Manufacturer. Discard Giganta. Do I sack the clue token now? I guess I could draw Galvanic Blast or Shrapnel Blast, so... Seems fine. I'll hold that to discard. I think, yeah. Grizzly Salvage? Alright, they've met the requirements for Murktide Tarmogoyf, huh? Then they put Tarmogoyf into their hands. It's $25 just buy a new one. Thank you, backseat chatter. I'll take care of it. I've got a lot going on, alright? Weird fetch. Good draw. I think that's lethal. I mean, it's lethal if they don't have a push. Just don't play around it. Okay, 1 game 2. It's a legitimate complaint, but sure. I don't know, man. It's like, yes, it is a legitimate complaint, but like, you know, like, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. I know how to replace a PC fan. I know that it's not expensive. I know that I need to do it. It's just not a, you know, it's just like, I don't know. I think like there are comments like when you stream a bunch that you get these kind of things a lot, and like they shouldn't bother you, and you shouldn't be sassy like I was sassy there, and I apologize, but they just get obnoxious where like just you know what I mean, like that kind of comment just like I know I'll take care of it. I just said I'll take care of it. It doesn't need to be like this big long conversation. I shouldn't get sassy about it, but these are just kind of the comments that get more annoying over time, I guess. Put the mic right up to it, yeah. Obnoxious by the time of my computer fan. Can we please move on? I apologize. Can you just move on, please? I got a lot of stuff I need to do. Oh, do we actually get to blast something? It's crazy good.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
This is gonna be a big Murktide. Unexistent, thank you for the bits. What do we do here? I think we just cast Manufacturer. So my opponent may have a hard time killing it because they might not have Revolt for Fatal Push. Okay, obviously in not great shape here. I think I have to make a token and try to blast them for lethal next turn. It's not super likely. I don't really have too many other lines. I don't know really what I'm playing around by making the construct bigger. They might have something that can't kill a 3/3 that could kill a 2/2 like Disfigure, but it's pretty unlikely. I guess I'm not dead if they can counter the Shrapnel Blast, because I actually could just sack a food token, right? Okay, well... Shoot. They'll just Shrapnel Blast them now, sacking the construct. If they counter it, they counter it. And then I go to one off the... I go to one off the Murktide, and now I just have no outs, right? Or sorry, not one. I go to 2. What are my outs? Asmo? Does Asmo do it? I think I guess Asmo plus Grid could kill a Murktide Regent here. Yeah, I think we're dead. I don't think I can manufacture into anything. Can I gain can I manufacture actually and then sack 2 food tokens? I can sack 2 food tokens to go to 1. Can I manufacture? I get a treasure token. Yeah, I can only sack 1 food token if I manufacture. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I have any other lines, but I don't think so. And I'm trying to figure out what I can top deck here, and I don't know what I can top deck. Yeah, I don't think Asmo can deal enough damage. We can only deal 6, I think, now that we lost the grid. Great, good beats. 1-1. Good match. Card special over there? Usually when things are unpredictable, people just slap some graveyard hate in the sideboard. Dude, we got a full house. Keep this. Oh, actually just 2 pair because we mulliganed. How about Fling Shadow? Fling's usually like a bit win more. Alright, so... these Arboreal Grazers would just be the death of me. I don't understand how they're always so good against me. They're always just like... Arboreal Grazer, I could never win. But Asmo's pretty good against Titan. If we can find a Daredevil, they're gonna have a pretty hard time getting through the Asmo. Do you have an opinion on Kihira Sahili? Lol. I don't have a strong opinion on Kihira Sahili, no. I don't have a strong opinion on Kihira in like any deck. It's just like if you're gonna play Snapcaster, don't play Kihira. If you can play Kihira for free, you play Kihira. And I don't feel like the whole deck needs to be named after it. Remember Asmo decks being a huge problem for Amway at a point where Asmo was super popular. Yeah, I remember that too. I wonder if it's different now because of Beseiju being able to kill the cookbook, but maybe not. Maybe like a little different. Dude, that is the best draw. So, should I kill the Grazer? If I kill the Grazer, I get to make a Construct. Which feels pretty nice. Yeah, I think I would really like a Construct, so... I don't think that I need to hold up the Asmo. Oh! We can cast our own Grazer. Yeah, I don't think we need the Asmo activation this turn. And we'll have, you know, as many as we want going forward. Main deck E or Needle. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to play around main deck Needle here. I guess it just has, like, no cost to do so, though. I think you really wanted to hold up Asmo activation. Maybe you're right. I think it's unlikely we die. Maybe you're right, yeah. Usually when Fran's saying it, it's right. Alright, I don't like how much they're thinking. Uh-oh. I don't like how much they're thinking. Yeah, we probably should have held, huh? They put out their bounce land. I think they've got another one. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Wait, why are they? Do they have a Colossus? They have 7 mana now because they have 2 more land drops off the Explorers. Blue said you never tried a few shell with new Tezzeret. I tried mini shells with the new Tezzeret. I tried mini decks with the new Tezzeret. Wait, they played Radiant Fountain. Okay, that's great for us. Like I feel like the new Tezzeret is playable in Modern. I actually liked it a lot, but the problem was in like every single deck I tried it in, it was worse than Urza because Urza's busted, and like none of the decks really wanted to play 8/4 drops. Have I played Eternal? I haven't played Eternal, no. Oh, but yeah, I didn't try food with Tezzeret just because it just like the deck just looks so bad. I think they don't have a Titan. I think well, their hand is okay. Yeah, why would they play the Fountain if they had a Titan? They would have just wanted to play another Gruul Turf. They can Besage you. They might be Besageing here. No, they're just gonna play another Radiant Fountain. Oh, they have another Besage you in hand. Well, I mean, this is fine. I definitely made a big mistake by not holding up the Asmo activation, but better to just get never punished. And it's probably good to... Is it good to just like get another cookbook in hand? I guess I can just cast another cookbook next turn. I probably don't need the extra mana right now. They besaged my Urza Saga. Do you ever play Legacy off stream or on stream? I mean, I used to be primarily a Legacy player a long time ago. I used to play like it used to be like especially earlier into my streaming career. I played like a lot of like Pioneer and Legacy and Modern, and like for a while, like back when the Urza, Oko, Astrolabe, Mox Opal, Mystic Sanctuary deck was around, I didn't play Modern until like that deck got banned. I was just playing like mostly Pioneer and some Legacy. But since then Pioneer got kind of bad, and since then I've kind of like been just Modern on stream, and it's just like I really like what's like kind of keeping me from playing Legacy on stream these days is like I like at one point I would have considered myself to be like super proficient at Legacy, like one of like, you know, like a very good Legacy player, but I haven't played the format in like over a year at this point, and the format is very different now, and I no longer consider myself to be like a super proficient Legacy player, and I don't consider myself to be. At one point I was like maybe one of like the most like the more into Pioneer than anybody else. That's not the case anymore, and I don't want the stream to ever just turn into like, Spike tries this out, you know. Spike is I'm dipping my toes into Pioneer. I want, if I'm going to be playing something on stream, I want you guys to feel confident that I like know what I'm doing and that I've put a lot of thought and time into it. So I'm not wasting your time and I'm not wasting my time, and so if you ever see me get back into a format, my plan is to spend, you know, time off stream relearning the formats. Don't think out the Shadowspear. I know Fran says never bring in Boyo, but Boyo's like 4 mana win the game enough that I think you want it. Probably don't want these Aether grids that much though. Maybe I'll play 2 Saga. It's obviously awkward to Magus, but I think you just trim some. 2 Saga. Maybe we do play the Shadowspear. Also, like, chat will just burn me alive if I don't bring in the Boil. Maybe play second Shrapnel Blast over the Spear. What I say is don't bring a Boil if your deck's good against Titan. The chat will they'll just burn me alive if I don't bring it in. You understand? If you're playing Ponza, don't bring a Boy. If you're playing Boomergen, don't bring a Boy. Yeah, I think that you're wrong about that, though, Frank, because Ponza has, like, a lot of cards that aren't good against Titan, right? They've got, like, a lot of Lightning Bolts and, like, Clothis. Like, and they don't have, it's not like they have, like, enough sideboard cards to, like, cut all their dead cards. So I feel like you just play Boyle over, like, one of your mini, like, Bone Crusher Giants or, like, mediocre cards. Not that, like, Ponza's super... 31 months from Matthew, thank you so much. 31 years, good to be back. I think the second 31-month resub today. Which is probably about the amount of time I've been playing or streaming. Thoughts about dropping 2 Saga? I'm bringing in Magus of the Moon, so Magus of the Moon Saga is a Nombo, but the idea is Magus is the best sideboard card you can have against Titan. I don't think this deck is that good against Titan. I could be wrong that that's the case, by the way, because Asmo is pretty good in the matchup. But Titan's also, like, popular, and it is a matchup that you want to hedge against, I think. Tortoise in 30 months? Another 30-month resub. Hell yeah. I'm gonna mulligan this hand, I think. Kind of, I guess, nothing being castable there. Go to no sideboard cards here. Maybe with Shattering Spree, I guess. Gonna go to 5. Less tutors for Cookbook. I don't think that's that big a deal. You still have 4 Cookbook, 4 Asmo. Alright, this hand's great. I think we just put back the Blasts. Well, okay, we do have Magus Saga. Like, I think that the correct thing is to keep the Saga so I can cast the Magus. It's gonna look really embarrassing, and my opponent's gonna go, ha ha ha, Magus Saga deck, but then I'll win because I cast a Magus, so... Who's laughing now, opponent? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Nobody freak out. Everybody be cool. Dude, Urza Saga sucks. This card is so bad. So bad. It's just the worst card in the format. They must have Dismember. Yeah. It's just the worst card in the whole format. What can I say? It's just so bad. Go down on Saga's post-board in general. I was doing that with the Anvil deck before I cut them all together, too. Okay, we keep this hand. This hand is our whole engine. We just takes a little while for the Saga to get our cookbook. I think I'll put back the Aether Grid. I would love to keep this as just a 7-card hand, though. I'm not sure why people hate Saga. It seems pretty inoffensive. There was like a big Saga madness, a epidemic in the Magic community for, like you know, Modern Horizons 2. Everybody was really hyped about it, right? Of course, it was really exciting, but there was always like the dark, looming question: is there going to be another Hogak? Is there going to be another huge design mistake that ruins Modern? And I'm sure a lot of you remember like what my chat was like for weeks and months leading up to MH2. It was just constantly, Spike, do you think Modern Horizons 2 is going to ruin Modern forever? So much dooming and fear. It was just like, and like, I get it. Like I totally got the fear, but it was just like, I was just like, I don't know. I don't know how I could know. And and like just everybody was just so ready for the next Hogak, and everybody for there was a time people thought Saga was the next Hogak. Dude, Goblins, Asmo's so good against Goblins. Grief was so strong before the ban. An excellent point. Yeah, Grief is just always going to be too good though. So we go Manufacturer. Wait, yeah, just wait till MH3. I don't know, like, the format... It's modern. The format will be broken again at some point. I don't know what to tell you. It's modern. The format will be broken again at some point. You can't predict when it's going to happen. Like, you can't predict that all of a sudden, like, a card like Valky is going to be printed, and, like, the 3-mana Cascaders cast a 7-mana Planeswalker, and Modern is ruined for 2 weeks. It's just, like, you just can't predict it. It's okay. It's okay. Dude, this is definitely the nut draw. Yeah, Image 2 was a really good set. Favorite set of all time. No Magic set is perfect, but also I think perfect is super overrated. I've been actually thinking this a lot lately. I know this is not something everyone's going to agree with, but the more I think about it, the more I think it's a good thing that people have cards that they hate. I would rather people hate cards and, like, say, I can't believe that Wizards is letting Celestia Charm still be in the format. I can't believe it. I would rather, like, people have, like, a card or a deck that they really hate than just be like, yeah, everything's balanced. It's kind of boring, you know. We just have our decks slamming against each other. Every cards are about the same power level, you know. I would just much rather have the format be... Like, I would much rather it be hot and cold than lukewarm, you know? Yeah, and I love to hate Creeping Chill. I love to hate Creeping Chill. Yeah, then you have bans, and bans, you know, obviously you can fix the format eventually, but I think that like balance is important for a format. Like, things do need to be balanced to an extent. But balance is not the end-all be-all to a format success. The end-all be-all, the most important thing is fun. And balance and fun don't necessarily... I don't think you can have a format be 100% balanced and maximize fun. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, yeah, I love to hate Veil of Summer. Actually, I hate to hate Veil of Summer. I hate to hate Veil of Summer, now that I think about it. Was Twin fun? I think Twin was extremely fun, but I was also a Twin player. You know, this is kind of like my history where I'm getting into competitive Modern. I was playing Caleb D's Grixis Delver deck because, like, the Twin deck was too expensive for me. I eventually worked my way up to the Twin deck. I was super excited. I played one FNM with it. Then Twin got banned. So I'm like, ah, dang it. You know what I need to do? I need to play a format where things don't get banned as often as Modern. I need to find, like, a good blue deck in Legacy. What's a good blue deck in Legacy? Oh, Miracles. I play a lot of Miracles. Miracles is great. I love the deck. It's, you know, Tundra's like the least expensive dual land. I'm going to really dedicate myself to become a Miracles specialist, a Miracles expert with Sensei's Dividing Top. And I played 1 GP. I went 12-3. It was awesome. And then Sensei's Dividing Top got banned like a couple months later. Like, it was rough. It was rough. I forgot why was Simian Spirit Guide banned. With Simian Spirit Guide being legal in the format, there were 4 decks. Like, you would just die on turn 1. There were 4 decks that could kill you turn 1. Oopsel spells, admittedly, it was, like, usually turn 2. But, like, there were 4 decks that would just kill you on turn 1. Temple's Trickery, Belcher, and Neobrand. You would just die on turn 1. You had to main deck a bunch of Fortifications. It was rough. Dude, they're main decking a Trash Master? But I'm main decking a Needle. Okay, I'm main decking a Needle. I have Veil somewhere on the side of Asmoranomardicadaistinaculdacar thoughts. It's probably really good. Yeah, Veil and Reanimator is actually probably amazing. No Goblin Engineer Synthesizer. We started to have those cards in the build. You can build a deck that way, but it's not super aggressive. And I think that if you're not playing Sword of the Meek, Engineer is so much worse. Because, like, if you think your Engineer is getting removed, you can get Sword of the Meek and you get some value off of it. But, like, you would need to play Sword of the Meek and Anvil, I think, for Engineer to be good here. And you could build it that way, but I kind of like the mono red list here. Crack food token here? Why would I crack the food token? I'm confused. I mean, my opponent just needs to pass priority. Probably doing something. What about Green Black Yawgmoth? I like the deck a lot. It's one of my favorite decks in the format. I'm just playing Abzan Triumph and Sultai Triumph. 2 Triumphs is a lot. I imagine it's way more likely my opponent is doing something IRL than it is that they're salty at this point in the game. Gonna be a big construct. I also think you're the 14 months. Happy Friday to you too. Welcome back. Opponent, please. Opponent, please. One tribe, one tube, yes. Yeah, I think I would play a green Shockland. Especially because it's like you're gonna get people with Veil of Summer. It's a lot easier to get somebody if like they don't see green mana in play first. Opponent, thank you. So they got a Goblin Trash Master, so I need to Needle Goblin Trash Master. And this should be game over. Oh, I turned off my auto yields. Okay. Second clue token. If they triple block Asmo or Manufacture, I'll kill one of the 1/1s. Liliana of the Veil of Summer? Sounds like a good meme. This deck would suck to play in paper. I think a certain type of player would really enjoy having their shoebox full of tokens and just dumping everything on the table. Yeah, you really only need one of each token, because you could just put dice on them. Should be fine. Liliana of the Veil of Summer Bloom. You can probably keep going. Liliana of the Veil of Summer Bloom, Tinder. Bloom. I don't think there's a magic card that starts with Tinder. Liliana of the Veil of the Lotus Veil Bloom Dryad. I don't know. Tinder Shoot Dryad. Okay. Liliana of the Veil Bloom Tinder Shoot Dryad of the Elysian Grove of the Burn Willows. Of the Burn Willows. There's cards that start with Willow, right? Like Willows. Sprite of your mom. Willow Satyr. Willow Geist. Okay, Willow Geist of St. Trafts. Willow Geist of St. Trafts. There's gotta be a card that starts with Trafts. Can someone type this out so I can tweet it? There's really no card. These are the only two cards that start with Trafts. So Geist Started Monk. There we go. Geist Started Monk into... Is my opponent back yet? This is at least something like productive to do while my opponent's taking so long. Maybe no card starts with Monk. I know this is a lot. We may be stuck here though. Guy started Monk. I don't see any guy started Monk class. Guy started Monk class. And then we may be stuck there. I feel like that's probably enough. If somebody wants to type it up so I can tweet it. I can't even remember like the whole chain. Willow Sprite Dragon. We could go that way too. Liliana of the Veil of Summer Bloom. Beast Within. Okay, we'll see if my opponent continues to like take forever. Hold on. Do they have two munitions experts? They do. So I guess we're gonna lose our Asmo. Should I kill another X? Oh, they're killing my Manufacturer in response? That's not correct. Yeah. You should. They can't leave me with Asmo, can they? We need to make it a loop. Put it up and make it a challenge. I kind of like that. Yeah, sounds fun. I think I'm not sideboarding. Dude, Aether Grid's gotta be great here. So it needs to end in Liliana. Yeah, I don't... Is there any card that ends in Liliana? There's probably one. Surely there's something that, like, some card. It may just be all Liliana's. Oath of Liliana. Okay, yeah, so we have to end it with Liliana. Oath of Liliana. Blood Oath, okay. So we're working backwards. So it's Liliana, a Veil of Summer, Bloom. There's a few different ways you can go Liliana, a Veil of Summer. Just have to find a connector to blood. It should be something. There's a lot of blood cards. I'm glad that this is the stream now because my opponent is they're just not doing anything. Sign in blood, innocent blood. Okay. We just have to connect it. Liliana of the Veil of Summer Bloom, Tindershoot Dryad of the Elysian Grove, of the Burn Below, Geist Blast from Bastion Flames, of the Blood Hand of Honor the Fallen. I feel like you start. I don't know if you can add conjunctions like this. I think it has to be pure. Searing Blood. That is another blood card. Okay, so Liliana, a Veil of Summer Bloom. Okay, we'll just kind of like put this off as an option, but then it's like Oath of Liliana, and then Blood Oath. And so we, Exquisite Blood, okay. Covenant for Blood. Blood Fountain. Well, the word needs to end in blood. It needs to end in blood because we're going Blood Oath, Oath of Liliana, or Blood Oath of Liliana. Sign in blood, okay. But then something has to connect to sign. And I don't know. Does anything connect to sign? Right? Dragon Blood. Okay, so yeah, Dragon Blood's probably a good one. And then is there any way to connect Dragon Blood with either Dryad, Burn Willow, Geist? I think I'll keep like the Shrapnel Blast. Maybe I should put back the Mox Amber, but Mox Amber like maybe lets me turn to Manufacturer. Call for Blood with Eladamri's Call. You could definitely link Eladamri. Can you? Sprite Dragon. Okay, Blood Dragon, Sprite Dragon. I think that's our connector. Blood Oath. No, Blood Dragon doesn't work. We need it to be Dragon Blood. The blood needs to be last. Right? Liliana of the Veil. Liliana of the Veil of Summer Bloom, Tindershoot Dryad of the Elysian Grove with the Burn Willow Geist, Chandler Initiate of Blood Oath. Liliana, we did it! Professor Chaos did it. I think, right? That's a VIP right there if I've ever seen one. That's a VIP if I've ever seen one. Alright, is my opponent taking actions yet? Yes, they are. Awesome. But now, end it with the Veil. Well, what I was thinking was, I need to see how many characters it is. Liliana, because I was thinking I could just oh, whoops. Because I was thinking I could just go this is the tweet. Liliana of the Veil of Summer Bloom, Tindershoot Dryad, Elysian Grove, Geist Chandler, Blood Oath, Liliana, Veil of Summer Bloom, Tindershoot Dryad, Elysian. Yeah, I just loop it once. I think that's the way to go. Is Bloom Tindershot a card? It probably is. Nobody's gonna check. just demonstrating the loop. Time for a twit longer. I think just looping it once is good. Do you loop second time with Last Hope, Tinder? I don't think I have enough characters. I was like only 3 characters away. I don't think I have room for the Last Hope. We could go beyond. It's funny. Yeah, people will definitely add to it. It'll be fun. It's a fun, you know, little goofy thing. Wait, they got a matron off the matron, not a snoop? It's kind of weird. I'm trying to think if I cast the Epicure or if I just sack my clue token. I think I need to sack the clue token and like find an Asmo or something, or a Daredevil. Well, the expert can't kill my manufacturer here. I think I'm just gonna die to Snoop. Yeah, they just have the combo. They got a matron for matron, or matron for Harbinger. Jeff, thank you for the 12 months. Appreciate ya. Going to game 3. Yeah, double manufacturer goes bananas. Fortunately, couldn't interact with the combo. I would like to demonstrate loop. Matron into matron into expert does kill manufacturer. I see. Yeah. Let's go here. This is kind of like an aggro deck that deals a lot of damage with like Aether Grid pings, makes a lot of game objects with manufacturer, got a lot of good utility lands. Yeah, I think Gab would be really good at the game too. Yeah, this deck's been pretty fun so far. Been liking it. I can't believe we finished the word puzzle game before we finished like game 2 of that match. No Pyrite Spellbomb in the matchup. I think with Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel, like you can tutor Needle with Saga to break up the combo. You can just Needle Snoop, and so it's like you don't need Pyrite Spellbomb as like another tutorable way to break up the combo. And you also have the Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel Blast, Aether Grid, Asmo to break up the combo too. So I don't think you need the Pyrite Spellbomb, which is a pretty inefficient removal spell overall. But you play it as the way to get rid of pro red creatures. Is the Grixis version of the Anvil deck comparable to this list in power level? I would say so. I think that deck does have legs. The problem is like this one is like so much more aggressive, so like you're way better at like killing Tron and Titan in combo decks. But the Grixis like Anvil list is so slow and grindy, which has its merits, right? There's it's not terrible to be slow and grindy necessarily. I think we can keep this. It's kind of a really weird hand. But I think on the play against goblins, this is a keep. Sorry, I these matches are always so rough for your opponents. Like if your opponent's tanking on key decisions, it's fine. But my opponent's like just so clearly multitasking. Incoming out by Moon, yeah, maybe. At least we'll be. If they out by Moon my Saga, it's great because we just get to finish this game. Hank, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Does Grid feel better than Reactor? Grid has honestly felt kind of medium. It's been like not as powerful as I kind of had hoped. That being said, I also think that Dragon Spark Reactor is like pretty weak. I'm really not a big fan of that card. So there's probably a better answer, or maybe like maybe you just don't need that kind of effect. You can play Seasoned Pyromancer instead, and like you do have plenty of burn outside of it. That's like another option for this list. Oh boy. So I think we're making a token here. Our manufacturer goes pretty well with the cookbook that we're about to grab. Maybe I should have played another Saga. I think makeshift munitions is 2 mana hungry. What does that card do? I really want to cast Deadly Dispute, but I just feel like every single time I have a deck that could play Deadly Dispute, I just feel like there's something better to play. Like Deadly Dispute, like it just feels like so much like a Pioneer card to me, like a great Pioneer card. But a card that just doesn't feel like great. Sacrifice Art. Yeah, the fact that you have to spend the mana to sacrifice just makes that card like pretty bad in my opinion. If you didn't have to spend a mana, I would be all over it probably. Engineered Plague Engineer. So that's that's the other side of the word game, just the shortest loop. But you could maybe beat that score if you have shorter words. You should maybe you could do it by the character. Oh, sorry, I don't want to do this. I want to cast a manufacturer. And I do just want to get a cookbook, I think. I think they kept thinking that like Relic of Virginitas was super strong, but I don't think that it is. I also like really prefer Leyline of the Void out of Goblins. Leyline is just like it's such a more powerful card, and like it's I don't know. Like not spending any mana is pretty important for it in Goblins, where Goblins is like just such a mana hungry deck. Pack Rat Colony, yeah, I guess that's a new record. A Tog. I don't know if that counts. Dynasty feels great in Pioneer. I never considered paying 2 mana for that in Modern. Yeah, although it's kind of like 1 mana, right? Is of course like part of it. A Tog. A Tog is banned from the game, I think. I ban it. Opponent, please release me from this hell. Release me. Twin Bolt Bend. Yeah, that might be the new record. That's 12 characters. Stormcrow, Crowstorm. That's 14 characters, right? It's a good one, though. I think the longest string is most interesting. I do too. It's just like, that takes so much more time. I think we did a pretty good long string. Okay, so we can Shrapnel Blast, a token in response here. I think we should to keep our engine alive and well. They have a second munitions expert. They've got a second munitions expert. Just make them use it. And I feel like our constructs will probably carry us to victory, and obviously with a little help from a Shadowspear. Got another Shrapnel Blast to stop a Snoop from out comboing. I guess the card we lose to here is Trash Master. That's the card we get trashed by. Pun intended. Why target expert over a token? Kiki-jiki? Yeah. You could... There's also no... Like, what's the reason to target a token over the expert? Kiki-jiki is the reason to target expert. There's no advantage the token has over expert. That token could attack. Oh, right. I guess... I don't know. That's probably more relevant than Kiki-jiki copying the token, yeah. Fog Bank? Fog and Fog Bank? I don't know if that... Does that count? I think it counts. I don't know. I feel like if it's just one word like that, like Fog Bank is just one card name. I feel like you have to like smush 2 card names together. Yeah, it was probably better to kill a token. I didn't realize that. I don't know why I just didn't think about the damage. You play Modern for years and years, and you finally start your first leagues at 0-15. Well, Modern's a hard place. There's a big learning curve, but as long as like those 0-15 matches are like learning experiences, you try to identify why you're losing. It's usually either your deck selection or a way that you're playing, and oftentimes a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. But the important thing in those like losing moments is just like trying to figure out how to improve. Golden Oreo Mini, great username. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. They chose Matron instead of Trashmaster. Is there any world where I'm supposed to Needle Trashmaster? I kind of think I am supposed to Needle Trashmaster instead of getting Shadowspear. I guess. Okay, hold on. Can I kill them now? Because this might let me kill them if I get Shadowspear. so much math. Doesn't Shadowspear just win? They chump block 1 and they don't. I don't think it just wins. 10. 10. Okay, I get Shadowspear. I select 1 treasure to equip. Yeah, that's actually just got to be super lethal. No, yeah, never mind. Because we get 7 more artifacts. This is gonna be 16 down to 15. Yeah. It's not lethal. I think it is. Because this is gonna be a 15/15 trampler. They take 13 and they die to Shrapnel Blast. And even if it's not lethal, like we might still just beat a Trash Master at this point in the game. Oh no, sorry, I don't actually have. I thought I had 1 more mana. I can't actually cast the Shrapnel Blast. But that's okay, I don't need to. As long as I get them to 5, they can't combo kill me in 1 turn. Unless they just have perfects. Unless they have Snoop, Haste Lord, and then Harbinger on top. Or Kiki on top. Would like have to be like their exact hand. I only have 1 treasure because I'd use 1 treasure to equip. I thought I had 1 more mana. I have 4 foods, 5 foods, 4 clues, and 1 treasure. So they have to have absolute perfects, Snoop in hand, and Haste Lord as the 2 mystery cards, and then Kiki Jiki on top in order to win. And they don't have perfects unless there's something else. I think, and we should be fine. Okay, I think we've won. I'm going to go ahead and pay out the 3-2 prediction, but we can go ahead and fire off a 4-1 prediction now. For the last match, which will be, I think, pretty solid for our first draft. So I can keep this, and I can, like, loot away a Daredevil, which is kind of nice. I think I'm going to mulligan, though. I think we've got better hands. And does this qualify as a better hand? Double Din of the Bugbear Urza Saga is really awkward, but I think I'm going to keep. I can maybe just like play the Saga on turn 3 and cast a Manufacturer maybe. Blackleaf Cliffs and passes. If I draw a non-Din of the Bugbear land, we'd probably play the Saga on turn 2 here. Could play the Saga anyways. It's just like so bad if I don't get to like cast a 3-drop next turn. We could wait. We're playing against a slower deck. Yeah, definitely some tension here. Okay, the old turn 2 Ragavan on a 1-lander. What did they keep? I don't know. We'll probably never know. Player 1-3. Boltset, do they have land number 2? They still do not. Okay, play our factory. Just plan on making a token here. What's so weird is they kept a 1-lander and then they just didn't cast Ragavan on turn 1. They didn't cast anything on turn 1. Think of Reckless Fireweaver instead of Aether Grid. I don't like Reckless Fireweaver. I don't like that it can't, like, Aether Grid targets creatures, which is a huge deal. Targets planeswalkers. Fireweaver is like 2 mana and more killable than the Aether Grid is. But I will say that Aether Grid hasn't like felt that good. Aether Grid has like certainly not felt anywhere close to mandatory. So I think that you could make a very good case for playing. I think I want to play the Epicure instead of discarding Epicure to cast the Asmo this turn. I think you'd make a really good case for playing. I don't know why I keep losing my train of thought. Another card like Seasoned Pyromancer over the Aether Grid, or you could play like 1 Aether Grid and like 2 Seasoned Pyromancers. You do lose Giganta, but I don't think you're supposed to care that much about losing Giganta. You can maybe splash black. You can maybe play Goblin Engineer. You got a lot of options. Okay, 6/7 Tarmogoyf. which I'm pretty sure is not big enough to block. Well, I'll just show them that they're dead. I don't need to get max damage here. Dude, the blast just feels so good. I've been loving the blast lately. Can maybe play the 4th Shrapnel Blast. I don't know. We're playing against some Junda deck. I think I will maybe bring in Relic, maybe not bring in Relic. I think I'll cut the Mox Amber for the Relic, leaving the Needle. Kind of worried about Engineered Explosives. Can also Needle Red and 6 and Liliana. Jund Shadow. They're playing Blackleaf Cliffs, so I think that they're more likely to just be like a normal Jund mid-range deck, but it's not impossible for Jund Shadow to play Blackleaf Cliffs. I like this hand. We're going to keep this. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. Is I don't think you really need the Aether grids. They're not bad. I think like at the very least, I would be pretty down to make the change of -1 Aether grid +1 Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast has just been great, and obviously like the cards can be very good at multiples. Treasure Vault is a card that we've talked about trying to include. I'm not sure. Yeah, three mana is a lot, but you know it is also like pretty castable. And it is also true, like, outside of, like, the blue-white control matchup, I don't think we've drawn the Aether Grid that often. And, like, it is likely that we're just kind of going to want to test it a little bit more, you know? Okay, so... Probably going to get Alpine Mooned, but... Sometimes you get mooned, I guess. We see Mox Amber in play. I don't think so. The Mox Amber is like probably not that good, but with 8 1-mana legends, like it does kind of. I guess you can't even like really cast Asmo on turn 1 that often, but with all the cheap legends, it is like interesting. Okay, yeah, that wasn't a super scary Ancient Grudge. They have a stop on my draw step here. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. When you were playing, I mean, when Doom was playing 3 Ambers and Magda and Asmo, I'm just playing 1 Amber. I think you can get away with 1, but it might just be better to be like a second Springleaf Drum or like 1 more land. I think I could probably get behind. Not playing Synthesizer. Synthesizer is just kind of not great in a deck with like 4 3-drops and 4 Daredevils. Like with having like 7 cards are like really bad to hit off of it. I like, as good as Synthesizer is, I think like that it does have really significant deck building restrictions, and it's not one that you can just like add in every list like that. Well, my Relic of Progenitus is going to be great here. I discarded Den of the Bugbear. Yeah, you could play another Ramunap Ruins. Ramunap was like won us our first match. Yeah, Amber is bad overall. I do agree. It's also like kind of fun, right? Kind of fun to play an Amber. But I'm probably on board for cutting it. We're going to end up doing like a little bit of a revision at the end of this league, I imagine. That is a great draw. We're not going to get to use it this turn because we're going to Relic away their Ancient Grudge and their Kroxa. Imagine if they Force a Vigored my Relic in my Saga here. I should attack first. Oh yeah, the old border Ramunap Ruins looks super cool. Yeah, we've tried some Arcbound Ravager Synthesizer shells. They were fine. Like, again, like, the problem I found is not, like, Ravager Synthesizer being awkward in a shell like this. It's just, like, Synthesizer is just not that good when you have 4 Ovalchase Daredevil in your deck. If you could discard the Daredevil, like, if Synthesizer drew the card and you could discard it somehow, and you could discard the Daredevil, it would be so much better. That's good Inquisition for them. It would be so much better, but like the amount of bricks you have is just probably not acceptable. Which is why, like, I like Synthesizer so much in the Anvil list because all your cards cost 2 mana or they're a land, and like the Cat Oven plan just is like so much better with Synthesizer. Yeah, you can play like a mono red affinity deck with Synthesizer and Ravager and like Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel Blast. I've kind of looked at that a little bit. I was also thinking about the Bunny. What's that card called? The Rabbit Battery. I thought that Rabbit Battery was an interesting option for that shell, but like giving your like Nettlesis token haste, giving your 4/4 haste, giving it also gives +1/+1 too. So like I think I even have like a draft of that built. Maybe I can, if someone wants to try it, test it out. I was just like so burned out on, I think I called it Rabbit Affinity. I was just getting so burned out on like the different affinity variants. I just never ended up playing it. Yeah, so like this I wasn't playing Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel Blast. I think you could try to find room for it, but maybe over the cranial platings or something. Maybe even like over Nettlesis to keep the curve low for Synthesizer. Maybe Battery's not good. Maybe you could play something over Battery. Any amazing restaurants in Dallas? I mean, there's like a lot of like solid ones. Nothing that like I feel like you just like absolutely have to go to or you'll regret it for the rest of your life. But congratulations to you, yeah. That's very exciting. World Robotics Championship. Alright, you got a EE. You got a culling ritual. Ah! Yeah, basically. Jeez. HG and Jun's kind of weird because of Tarmogoyf Kroxa, but whatever. Card's really powerful. You can afford like a little bit of tension. No, I needed to tap for mana. Oh my gosh, sorry chat. I wanted to tap for mana and then it's so easy to misclick with this card. So easy to misclick with the card. I guess we're just casting a Daredevil now. I guess we're just casting a Daredevil. Oh my gosh, I can't believe the cascading mistakes. They've got the Voidwalkers. They just got the Voidwalkers. I can't believe it. It's like the five. Yeah, I made them misclick a bunch. I can't believe it. Just 2 super embarrassing mistakes cascading back together. It always happens this way too. It's just like it's so easy. It's so easy to make one mistake and get a little flustered and just make another mistake. So easy. And we would just be winning this race all of a sudden. They'd be at 2 life right now. We'd have, Din of the Bugbear. They're top decking. Just embarrassing. Or at the very least, I'd have the 4-2. I'd be winning the race as well. Or I guess not. We still have game 3 too on the play. We're probably having an okay matchup. Full auto think it was 9 months. Appreciate you. Yo, old 01 Tarmogoyf. 01 Tarmogoyf maybe would win the game for them. Voldaren into Shrapnel Blast. That would be pretty sick. We need to crack our food token to survive here. We're probably going to crack just 2 food tokens this turn. They got 1 card in their hand. Raising Cane's is mediocre at best. It's fine. Like, I mean, like, it's just like a fast food place. I wouldn't like... If someone was visiting a town, like, I wouldn't be like, you gotta check out this fast food place, yeah. It's like, I like Cane's, it's fine. It's also, like, pretty unhealthy. I haven't eaten in a while. We're dead to Raging Ravine. Okay. Right. Alright, sorry for those 2 dumb mistakes in a row, chat. Just play game 3 here. Sorry. Gonna resubmit. Kind of Saga. Yeah, you get kind of high variance with Canes. Like sometimes it's like really fresh, not soggy at all. Sometimes it's super soggy and like not that warm. Let's keep this hand. It's pretty close, I think, whether this hand is supposed to play Saga on turn 1 or not. I kind of like playing Saga on turn 1 a bit more, knowing my opponent's got HCA in their deck. Funcane's the most consistent of any fast food restaurant. I would say maybe Chick-fil-A is more consistent. I don't know. I don't really eat that much fast food anymore, to be honest. I've been pretty good about it lately. Okay, so they shocked in Blood Crypt. They definitely have a removal spell. I think I just want to use my mana, though. Dash the Ragavan. Lava Man, something for 2 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Oh boy. Greatness at any cost, huh? Alright, so we float a mana, get a cookbook. So we have the option to kill the Bob. I feel like we're supposed to take it. And I also think I'm not supposed to play my Epicure just to play around Hidetsu consumes all. Well, this line was worse against Liliana. But we do have a backup Asmo, and I'm not really too worried about Liliana. Play around second Liliana, I guess. I guess I'm supposed to kill this in response. It's maybe things get weird if they have a removal spell. I mean, I don't know. Like they can kill the Asmo anyways. Yeah, it should be fine. Do you have McDonald's in Dallas? I mean, yeah. I don't think there's like probably any area in the States that doesn't have McDonald's. Maybe like, you know, obviously, you know, some parts. But like, I don't. There's surely there's McDonald's in every state. Opponent discards Kroxa, so I get to go, or should go, Factory, Relic, return Asmo, or sorry, return Daredevil, pop Relic, see what we draw, another Mountain, play Cookbook, I think I'll attack Liliana, and I'll just main phase the Cookbook 3 times. Play around like any instant speed, graveyard hate. Yeah, I think Five Guys is super overpriced. I don't understand. I don't understand how they stay in business, to be honest, at that price point. It's like $20 for, like, if I'm gonna spend $20 on a meal, like, there's just like, I feel like so many better places to go than Five Guys, you know. But I mean, if they're, you know, if you like Five Guys, that's fine. It's not something, not a hill I'm really gonna die on. Yeah, no cards in their hands. Leaving the Bloodbraid back to block my Factory or Epicure. Let's start off by blood tokening away a Mountain, I think. Just see what we find. Another Epicure is nice to get the Daredevil back into the hand. It's pretty nice that this card also pings for 1. It's not like the most relevant thing, but just you get a little bit of extra value. I think we blood token away the Daredevil. We drew an Aether Grid. It's a pretty nice card to pick up here. It's likely going to win me the game if my opponent doesn't top deck very well. $20 is almost all you can eat sushi. The best sushi place I've ever been to. That sounds great. We don't. All you can eat sushi near me is not that good. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's not as good as the pay by the roll sushi. I used to work at a really I used to work at like one of the best sushi places in my city when I was like 18 or 19, and they didn't pay very much, but they let us eat as much sushi as we wanted after the shift, and it was just so good. I would eat like like 4 rolls after every shift. It was great. Well, the Aether grid has definitely been kind of a subject of contention, but I think it's going to win us this game. We get 4 pings. I think we just kill the Bloodbraid Elves this turn. And ignore the Liliana. They top deck an HCA. That's definitely how we lose, but barring that, this turn we should be fine. Digging for it with the Peatland. Okay, should be good to go here. Maybe we don't have lethal this turn. I can animate both factories for an extra ping if I want to. Yeah, that's Xaxes. Aether Grid, powerful card. Wait, is this Xaxes? No, we're 1 short. I miscounted. But this now means if they do top deck HCA, which is likely they're gonna be their only outright, I win because I just get to ping them with the factories, right? So they would need to have attack what they do. They have a blocker. Why would I attack? Dig in with the Peatland. They have like a Pithing Needle. They're still dead even if they have Needle here. GG's. Was swinging with the lands instead of pinging lethal. One of the 2 lands had Summoning Sickness, so that wasn't lethal. It was just 1 extra damage. So they just block the factory, take 1 from Epicure, which is the same as pinging them for 1, but we're just down 1 creature. That being said, we did 4-1 our first draft, despite those like super embarrassing punts in game 2. Yeah, really not bad at all. Especially like it's always good when you like 4-1 with a new list, and then you're like, you want to make some changes to improve it a little bit. Like I think that it's pretty easy to go -1 grid, +1 Shrapnel Blast, and then cut the Mox Amber for either another Mishra's factory or I think you just play another factory. I think that makes sense. Yeah, this looks a lot cleaner.